So I'm going to make the best of it. It's a bit of a mess. This is going to be round 3 of my French connection, of me traversing my way through France, sleeping wherever I deem fit, sleeping in a different place every night, and showing you guys exactly how I go about it. Hopefully you've seen rounds 1 and 2. Round 1 was particularly good. I ended up in a World War I bunker. Round 2, I ended up in a train refurbishment yard and also a tiny woodland in the middle of a World War I battlefield with remnants of a destroyed bunker. It's worth a watch. The links will be down there. Give them a nosy. For those of you not familiar with how I structure these videos as well at the moment, I start off with the morning after my last camp from the previous video. So what you're seeing at the beginning of this now is the morning after of the destroyed bunker in the middle of the battlefield woodland sleep part. That make sense? I hope so. Anyway, I got through the night. It did rain. I was up at 2:30 in the morning. Luckily there was a couple of loud bangs about 30 seconds before it started to rain, so it was a bit of a blessing, or else I could possibly have slept through it. So you can just see me through there, yeah. So that was the sort of tarp setup that I did. Pretty straightforward and basic really. Ended up laying my bicycle down at the back there. I've got Ted there poking through. Ted is my on-the-road companion. I've had him over 40 years. Must be going up for 50 years, I suppose. Maybe 45 or 47, something like that. I can tell him all my troubles as I cycle along. He's a very good listener. My channel mascot. Goes without saying again, doesn't it? I need to do this because there's certain people out there that think otherwise. Left as you find it. Let's go. There's absolutely loads of places like this in France. I'm passing them every, you know, when you get into the outskirts of a built-up area, I'm passing them every few minutes. There was a huge one back there, really nice, ornate, sort of turn of the century type building. Last century, not this one. It's just, they're prolific. I mean, and a lot of them are pretty well secured as well, so there must be quite a bad squatting problem in France here, I'd say. I'm not sure what the laws are too for squatting in France, but if any of you guys know or are familiar with that, please let me know. Like in the UK, anything but residential is fair game, basically. And I'm not sure what the trespass laws are here either. So again, another question, 2 questions for you. Squatting regulations, rules, legalities, what they are, and also trespass laws as well. How does that work here? Let me know please in the comments. It's absolutely been raining today. I've had to put the wet weather jacket on, but I've been trying to find a dry place to kip for the last, I think probably 2 hours. It's still pretty early, it's still light, so there's a lot of businesses still open. I'm in quite a large retail complex area, and then I came across this hotel. It's like a village of hotels, all budget hotels, and they've all got these flashing signs outside, a bit Vegas style, saying the cost, and this one said 48 euros. So I thought, 48 euros for a night of comfort, why not? So I've checked in and I've got an actual bed tonight with a shower as well, and there's a food truck parked in the car park as well, so it's a win-win. I'm gonna have comfort. Cheers guys. It's very basic, very basic. I mean, the room is probably no more than 2 meters wide by maybe 3.5 meters long. I'll say 4 meters long, but that includes what I'm assuming is the bathroom in here. And I've had to rearrange the furniture slightly to fit my bike in, so I've had to put both the single beds on a bit of an angle just so I can get my bike down in that entrance bit there. But I mean, you know, for 48 euros, you can't go wrong, can you? Just for a oncer to reset, refresh and relax, as I love to say. Anyway, this is me for the night tonight. This is me for the night tonight. Lovely. I'm gonna look forward to this. See you later guys. They look like fishing boats, but they're not fishing boats, are they? They're probably cargo carrying boats, I'd say. Loads of them here. I don't think you'd want to lose your windlass here, or whether you'd even use your windlass here. These locks are huge. Put the British Canal network to shame, some of these. Massive industry on these ones. Lots of cargo ones. I had to come and say hello to the goats. I adore goats. They do good milk as well. Oh, look at these fellas. There's a little baby one at the back. You could probably jump that if you tried, couldn't you? Me? I got no food, I'm just going to pat you. Apparently I get shined upon in mysterious ways because I've stumbled upon this in the middle of a wood. So I'm going to make the best of a very messy, untidy, shitty situation here, and I'm going to create myself some shelter and a place to... What's happened there? Sorry about that, guys. Looks like my positioning wasn't the best there. Shall we start again? No, we won't start again, we'll just carry on. I'll have to alter that though. Cut my head off. So, yeah, get shined upon in mysterious ways. I've discovered this in the middle of this wood. So I'm going to make the best of it. It's a bit of a mess. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with this. And I think I've just wasted my time there, have I? No, I can't see with this layer. It's so glary, eh? It's horrible. Let me reposition you. I'll show you around first. Look, so this is what we've got. We've got pallets on the floor which need to be adjusted. We've got some sort of, I have no idea what this says. Anybody can decipher that? Please let me know in the comments, because I have no idea. Yeah, I should be able to do something quite nice here, I reckon. Let's make it palatial, shall we? Put you over here, because I can always zoom in on the edit and show you closer. I shall definitely be wearing my gloves just to be on the safe side. I don't know who has been sleeping here, but they've been gone for quite a while. Now the wind seems to be coming that way, this way, from there to here. And I reckon it's probably not so bad actually. It's quite flat. What have I got to work with? Oh, that's a bit dodgy, isn't it? Just on fucking eyeball height, that. I think as the wind's coming from that way, I want to put my head at this end here. So I'm just going to shelter that off slightly. Quite simple to do, is that? Utilise that. All I'm thinking at the moment is I'm just trying to create shelter from the wind, because there is quite a breeze tonight and it's predominantly coming from that way. So if I can get the shelter on the three sides, it's always key, get it on three sides. Just you know, be on the safe side. This is kind of getting back to the old original London raw street survival stuff that I used to do. You know, just making do with what there is around the place. It's what I used to do when I first became homeless, you know, and I didn't have much gear. Well, I had gear, but you know, not what I've got now. Just reminds me so much of that. Making do, yeah. It is possible. You watch. I'll take you over closer later, and I'll show you exactly how I've gone about creating that shelter. Whoa, that's a funky spider. Jeez, lad, go on. Skedaddle. Could really do with some planks, it'd be ideal. Because those pallets have got, you know, probably 2 to 3 inch gaps between the wood. I could just do with, once the thermal mat's down and the inflatable mat's probably going to be alright, I'd say. It's rough and ready, but you know what? Just give this place a bit of a mincer. The pallets as well lift you off the ground, which is always a good shout. Like I say, just making do with what I've got around here. Yeah, whatever you find. So there you go, nothing flash, sheltered on 3 sides. That's just to stop anything from underneath coming up. I'll put my foam mat down there, my thermal foam mat, and then I'll put my bedroll going out. Gives me something to lean against as well. I'm pretty sure that's secure. I didn't check that actually. Oh yeah, that'll do. That'll do nicely. We're bushboxing tonight, guys, with steak, cubes of steak. I'll get this sorted. How's that looking? How am I doing? Nicely done. Tell you what, put a pair of secateurs in your kit for processing wood for the Bushbox. Phew, so good. Cut to length, can't complain. Right, where am I at? Steak. I bought this a day ago. It should still be alright. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. I'm looking for my coconut oil. Good shout, that Bushbox. That was a gift from Banari Blackie, a user on, she doesn't have a channel, she's just a spectator, as it were. Beautiful lady. She's actually given me quite a few things as well, Banari has. She's an avid outdoors person. Suppose I should have waited for the flames to die down a bit, shouldn't I? Might do that, just let them flames go a bit. Get some embers going. I always have a tendency to smother my fires for some reason. It's overzealous, I think is the term. Oh, look at that. Honey garlic. That was cream honey. I had to just slowly soften the creamed honey in hot water so I could tip it out the jar. And it only took several hours for it to liquefy with the garlic. So that, I mean, there's still a bit in the bottom that's creamed, but it's less and less each time I look at it. But let that ferment in there for a while. You see the bubbles on it. There's call to church going on in the background, same as England. Continual bell ringing. What am I going to have with this steak? What can I have with this steak? I'll put a bit of this good salt on there. That's Celtic sea salt in there. I could chuck an onion in. I've got an onion. Chuck a bit. Oh, I know what I could do. I could use that, couldn't I? Chili con carne sauce mix. Yeah, cook the steak up and then chuck some of that in. And then I could put it in a wrap. Put it in one of these. It's always a good shout. Have a couple of steak burritos. Chuck in a dollop of Bovril. That always goes down a treat. Yep, that's me sorted. Ben's original chili con carne. A dollop of Bovril. Some sea salt. I've got pepper. Yep, sorted. Nicely done. And that ham's going to have to go. It's been in there a couple of days as that ham. That's what I had at the train yard. Still smells alright though. Probably because it's been in this cool bag that Kenzie got me as well. Another Kiwi top tip coming at you here. I don't know how wet, yeah, that sounds, but hey, it works, yeah. Scissors for cutting meat when it's in the pan, so you're not scratching the bottom of your pan. These meat chunks that I've got were quite on the chunky side, and because I'll be putting them in my tortilla wraps, I figured I'd make them smaller. Now that it's simmered down and cooked through, just makes it a lot easier. Of course, it's another thing to have in your pack, a pair of scissors, but just makes it that little bit easier. And I know all these little things that make life a little bit easier, they all add up at the, you know, they all add to your weight. But one of the beauties of using the bike, you are able to carry a bit more, quite a bit more. It does have its downsides though, having the bike, you know. As I've said before, getting into places, if I wanted to be a bit more stealthy for the evening, you know, into buildings or over fences, it does restrict that somewhat. But it's a trade-off, you know. It's just like life. It's just a balance. It's a balancing act all the time. You know, if I really wanted to, I could lay it down, chuck a tarp over it, scrape some leaves onto it and scarp her off somewhere, but I've never done that. I'm not happy doing that actually. I'm not happy leaving my bike out of sight. Thought we'd be alright with that. I missed any big ones? Oh, there's one there. I didn't put my Bovril in, did I? Forgot all about my Bovril. Good morning, folks. So, that was, I'll tell you what, I did sleep really well. You know, every now and again, I get a day, I get a night, where the sleep is just, oh, it's delicious. I had the cockerels wake me up this morning. Probably about, they said they did it twice. There was 2 choruses from them. 2 times they nutted off. I think the first time was probably 5 o'clock. I had a few of them going. But then later on as the sun was coming up, so they must have their own little sort of wake up earlier. And then when the sun's up, they'll just let rip. But it was a nice sleep. I've noticed, I watched my video last night that went out, the round 2. This is going to be round 3. Anyway, I'm going to pack up. Yeah. Ugh. I'll do another time lapse, shall I? Let's hit the road, guys. There seems to me to be a distinct difference between telling people not to litter and telling people to respect nature. I know which one sits better with me. I really am travelling with the wind. I've just made a decision on whether to go left or right based on the wind direction, because I didn't want to carry on riding it into the wind. One of the joys of being a cyclist is a headwind. Not. So I chose the other way. Hey. Keeping it real. There's stuff off to my left as well. Buildings half falling down. Overgrown. Interesting. Oh, I don't know, there's a bin outside. Maybe somewhere. Oh, there's wood piled up as well. Looks like it's an old building that's being refurbished at the moment. Oh, and a dog barking. There we go. Not abandoned. Never mind. Back to it. Okay, internet, I can't tell if that over there in the back is a pile of hay that looks like a bunker, or whether it's a bunker that's supposed to look like a pile of hay. I think my money's on a bunker that's supposed to look like a pile of hay. It is quite a trek through a lot of fields there. But I am sorely tempted to go and have a mooch. I'm a little bit closer, but I think it is a bit of a cheeky shot of them. Okay, so I've just come off the beaten path. I'm off the beaten path. I went down the wrong way of a motorway, off some sort of freeway, whatever they're called over here. So I've come off to the side. It's the middle of a forest. But it looks like it's a planted forest because a lot of these big trees have got orange marks on them, about 4 foot high marks. So I'm assuming they're probably ready to be chopped, and they're pretty well sort of spaced out and in line. So I'm going to mooch off into here. We're getting just after 4 o'clock at the moment. So by the time I've found a spot, there's going to be another forest one tonight, unless there's anything in the middle. There might be a few structures. It didn't rain last night. I didn't put the tarp up, so it was all good. I'll come back later. Anybody able to enlighten me what I've come across here? There's just a little seat up top. No cartridges and nothing lying around the place. There's a number there. And there's a bucket tied over there as well. I mean, you'd take it to be a hide, wouldn't you, to shoot from? But like I said, there's no cartridges, there's no sign of it. Though there is quite a few animal tracks. And it looks like, I mean, look at how turned over the ground is, you know. Definitely could be pigs here, I suppose. Anyway, so this is a bit wild. This forest, woodland. I'm noticing what I would term to be drainage ditches, but they are all over, like all over these drainage ditches. Are they trenches that are left over from one of the wars when they had trench warfare? And just look what else I've come across. I'm just off over there now to have a nosy. Oh no, it actually doesn't look like anything special. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe they are trenches that have just slowly been filled in, but I don't know what these reinforce. Oh, I could just be reinforcing for the bridge supports, I suppose. Oh yeah, this is nothing special. This is just a, that's just a bridge. And are they drainage ditches? Are they? Needs of water flow, or century of water flow, nearly, if it's World War I, over. I'm convinced now that this is another battlefield, because right here we have two craters, or the remnants of craters. Can you see them all right? And over there, there's a concrete structure, reinforcing slagged concrete with one doorway only, and not even any eyelets for turrets, or or gun outlets or anything like that. So probably an ammunition store or a communications type, you know, to hold the command. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this, but yeah, 2 big craters there. I've come past quite a few as well. I just went for a bit of a wander. It's hard work pushing through a forest like this with a bike. Fuck, I can't ride that bike on this ground. You know, not when the ground's like this and the bike is that heavy. It's a mission. I tell you what, it keeps you fit though. I think that's probably why I'm in such good condition, you know. That feet alone. It's just been one of those evenings, you know. I've just not been able to. I've honestly, if I was to show you in fact I will. I'll screenshot my GPS track from the last hour or so, and I'm going to stick it in here now. I was around like a blow-ass fly. It was horrible. I just couldn't find a decent spot. I'm sure I passed many. I'm sure. I mean, it's middle of nowhere, yeah. There's plenty of spots, but it was up here. Just no good, no good, no good, no good. Anyway, I've settled on this. I'm going to be down this way between that tree that's here and this limb that's here. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to use my new tarp that I've not used yet. It was sent to me by a company. I can't remember the name. I'll put all the details on screen when I get round to the edit. So it appeared my battery on the phone had gone flat when I was putting this up in a bit of a state a couple of days ago now. I've been here one whole day yesterday, that night before when I turned up, and now this morning. Beautiful day. Yesterday just rained all day. It was you might have seen the short with the heavy rain on the tarp. I put this brush here along this edge just to break because the wind was coming in so strong and gusty that night right down here. I probably could have found a better spot, but like I said, it was not happening for me that evening. So I put all this brush here just to break the wind up, to stop it from really hitting that, and it seemed to do the job really well. Stopped it from getting underneath, stopped it buffeting this as much as what it would have done. It's quite a funky little tarp actually. It's from a company called Travel Bird. I'll show you the logo here. That's their logo, and it's a tarp you can use. So you can set a hammock up, and this tarp will actually connect underneath the hammock. So you can imagine that's your ridge line for the hammock. You're under there, and it tucks under. You wouldn't use the pole that's in the top there. That's for the tent part of it. It may be for the hammock as well, actually. I'll have to look at the instructions on that. I found it quite a challenge to get everything just right with the height where your ridge line is, coming down to where you've got your peg points. You can see it all sort of closes in. It's not a bad tarp. It's not a blackout tarp like I thought it was. I think the lining on the inside, the silver lining, is just something to do with the thermal properties. There's a couple of different variations. I'll put a link in the description. They've given me a link. I think it's like 10 or 15% off if you purchase through them. I haven't looked at the price. You're gonna have to jump on. It's probably not something myself I would buy. It's probably not something, again, that I will use. I much prefer my 3x3, my 4x4 DD tarp over this one. This one, I don't see any advantages over this to the DD that I have. That is my honest opinion. That is what works for me. Some of you guys maybe, even in my hammock, when I use my hammock, I prefer my DD. And as a tent, I mean, I could make this out of my DD anyway. There's no advantages of me owning this and carrying this around. Travel Bird, if you watch this, I'm sorry, but that is my opinion. But it is very good quality. The material is really really sound material. The thermal properties of it, I'm sure, would work. I'm just so acclimatized to outside, I don't really notice it too much. Yeah, like I say, I'll put the information in the description for you if any of you guys want to jump over and have a look. Quality wise though, it is like the stitching on it's really good. You can tell just with the, you know, the manufacturing process. It's been no corners have been cut. It's anyway. I hope you can hear me all right, because I've just found my my new DJI mic receiver that goes into the phone is for some reason not turning on. Maybe it's got a bit damp, I don't know. Thanks for sticking with me guys on this one. This is the end of round 3 of my French connection. If you're not familiar with my Patreon, go over, check out the Patreon. There's plenty of free stuff to watch on Patreon. You do have to sign up, but you can sign up free. There is a free membership option there, which you can watch the free content on, and there's stuff on there that YouTube just wouldn't agree with. It's either got music or it would not align with my current algorithm with the content that I've got. And they're just short outtakes and short clips and nonsense that happens during the day, yeah? Stuff that just wouldn't fit on YouTube, and it would mess up what YouTube is for me. So jump over, sign up, free of charge. There's this stuff on there as well that you've got to pay a membership for, but it's totally up to you guys, and it's stuff that wouldn't end up on YouTube anyway. So thanks for sticking with me guys, appreciate every single one of you. Stay beautiful, stay sane, and we'll see you on the next one.